Howdy, I'm Ryan from RNA Music. That's where I'm at today. And now I have a special guest. I'm so excited. This is John Pizzirusso.
Said it right, Pizzirusso.
I said it right. John is from D'Addario and Company, all the way from New York.
New York City.
Yeah, so he is down visiting stores in our area. John's who, every time I call in for an order of D'Addario, Planet Waves, Evans, ProMark, Rico,
Pure Sound,
whatever I order, this is who I talk to. And he hooks me up. And we just did a little giveaway for the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
That was like 2 days ago. And John was instrumental in that happening. So, I'm very excited. I talked to all these people all over the world and all over the United States online. And then to see them in 3D is always
like real person.
Are you you?
I am me. I'm not an imposter.
Or a voice on the phone. So, all right. So today, John's going to fill us in on some of the new stuff from D'Addario.
American stage cables, assembled here in the USA, right up in New York. Designed in collaboration with NYXL. They are the leaders in plugs and connectors and all kinds of awesome stuff. We engineered this Geo-tip. It allows for a more solid connection in guitars with out-of-spec jacks. Whether you have an American jack, a Chinese jack, the little arm on the inside of a guitar jack is supposed to grab right in the little notch at the end of the cable. By making this notch a little bit wider, it accepts a wider variety of those jacks, so you know you have a solid connection. It's not going to jiggle, you don't need a locking connector. It makes a really solid click. You know that it's plugged in, good to go.
Yeah, it's very satisfying when you plug it in. It's like,
yeah, you hear that.
It's in there.
What's that noise? I can't do it.
It's in there, though.
It's in there.
Now, I've been using these personally for a while. I've used, of course, just the regular D'Addario.
It's called the Classic.
The Classic.
Series.
Yeah, I have a lot of classics I've used. But since the American stage came out, I've been using these, and I really like them a lot.
Me too, that's all I use.
I've had some expensive cables from other companies that have actually broke on me. And I mean, they have lifetime warranties, but then they break, and I'm on the third one, and it's kind of annoying to keep returning them. And so far, none of my American stages haven't had a problem at all. So, and I'm excited now they come in right angles.
Available in right angle in 10 and 20 footer. We also have them with right angles on both sides. Most of the other ones on the market you'll see will only have one right angle. But if you're playing a Les Paul style guitar where you have the side input jack and you want a right angle going into your pedal board, you do the right angle on both sides. It's really great.
That's cool. I may have to get one of those. So that's awesome, American stage. And let's get right to this, because this is the newest, coolest thing from D'Addario, is the new super secret, well, it's not a secret anymore, really, but the NYXLs.
The NYXLs. These are the confidential beta samples that you may have seen on Twitter, Instagram, hashtag XLFormula3. Hashtag XLFormula3. They are going to be released in 9s and 10s at first, so sorry all you guys playing 11s, 12s, 15s. But we are also releasing a full line of single strings with these strings when they come out. So if you want to put together a hybrid 9s on top, 10s on bottom set, you can pick up all the singles that you will need to do that. They will be releasing a full line in the future, but they're doing it in 9s, 10s, and singles to start. Great thing about these, the core of the string. A string is a core with a nickel winding around the outside. What we've done, we actually now make all of the wire used for guitar strings right in New York, across the street from the actual string making factory. What we do with the cores is there is a higher ratio of carbon in the steel, making them stronger. Strings, when you tune them up to standard pitch, will normally be at about, give or take, 60 to 70% of the normal breaking strength. By making the cores stronger, they're now at about 40 to 50% of the breakage strength at standard pitch. So when you do a bend and add more tension, you are less likely to break the string because it is now further away from that critical breaking point.
Yeah, I have a couple of these. I got a few of the beta samples when they first came out that D'Addario kindly sent me. And I'm using them on 2 of my guitars right now. Thank you. I will take these as
Yes.
well. And I'm liking them. Now, I'll go ahead and point this out, because I just bought a new guitar from another, well, it was my LTD. You may have seen the video. And it came with a different brand of strings on it. And one I was unfamiliar with, and it just didn't feel quite right to me, to what I was used to. And so I actually called John and asked him, of course, you know strings.
I like to think I know strings.
And he explained to me what the deal was with that particular brand, and that they were probably a higher tensile strength than what I was used to. And so, interestingly, when I got the ones from D'Addario that are stronger, I guess you would say, than normal, I was kind of concerned that they were going to feel like these other ones that I got. And we were just discussing today. To me, they don't. To me, they feel, I mean, they're slightly different, but still very, very comfortable. Whereas with the other strings that were on that guitar, when it got here, it was like, I gotta fix this.
Yeah. One of the other great features about these new strings is that they tune up and stay in the pitch much, much faster. There's actually a video floating around YouTube. You can search D'Addario NYXL, where what they do is they put the strings on a guitar and they bend them 2.5 steps and then let it go back. 2.5 steps and back, and they still stay in tune. So for all you guys playing Floyd Rose, doing crazy dive bombs like I do, they will hold tune much better for you. So if you're playing a 3-hour gig and you really want to shred face and you don't want to be tuning halfway through your set, that's the set I'd recommend.
So particularly for the Floyd guys, this is definitely a good thing. I'm not a Floyd dude. I'm hardtail most of the time, so valuable information. And this is the beta set. It's shiny. The regular one won't be as shiny.
It'll be a little shiny, not as shiny.
Yeah, and we should have those. This is the end of April, isn't it?
They will be available June 1st.
Yeah, so come June 1st at RNA Music, I will have some of these great new NYXLs.
Yes.
I like to call them super strings.
At the factory, everyone calls them NYXLs. NYXL,
NYXL. I like super string.
Me too.
They're super strong. They're like bionic strings.
Bionic string.
All right, for all you bass players that exist out there, my best friend's a bass player, so I don't pay attention a whole lot to what bass players.
For you 7 guys in the internet world who play bass.
For all you dudes who play bass, there's some cool new strings for bass players.
Flex Seals by D'Addario. A new stainless steel string that allows you to still have the nice chimey piano string sound, yet an enhanced round low end. They're going to give you a little more flexible feel on the bass. They're not as rigid, but they're still going to give you a lot of growl, bite, and punch.
So you would say, kind of more clarity in general.
Yes.
Is that a good way to...
More clarity throughout the entire tonal spectrum. Most steel strings will have a lot of clarity in the high end, but in the low end it's not as crisp. These still get nice and fat and round in the low end.
Cool. What about for dudes who like to do some distortion with their bass? Is there a noticeable difference
We
there?
see a lot of guys doing slap and finger style really getting enhancement out of this. I haven't seen many guys use these with distortion yet. You could be number 1.
It could happen. Well, I have just the guy to test these out. I will see him later today. Because I'm not really a bass player. I'm really a guitar player and drummer at heart. I can play bass, but it's not my passion.
It's missing 2 strings.
It's missing some strings. But now, I was going to make a joke about 8 and 9 string guitars. But I don't want to offend 3 or 4 people, so
Yeah.
I better not.
Capos. Capos are becoming a big thing. A lot of people will learn a song, can't sing it in that key, you slap a capo on the guitar. Most capos will deliver about 14 pounds of pressure to the guitar neck. If you were to measure how hard you're actually pressing on the neck to fret an instrument,
Mine would be 20.
You're gonna be you might be 20. I'm a thin dude. Maybe I'm at 8. I don't know. Point is, it's way too much pressure for most strings. What this allows you to do, this is the tri-action capo, been on the market for a little while. This is the new artist capo. Both of them, what this is going to allow you to do is there is this adjustable tension spring right here. So the analogy I like to use is if you're playing an electric guitar with 9-gauge strings on a very thin neck, you can back the spring pressure way off and use just what you need. Then if you go to your baseball bat acoustic with 13s, you could crank the spring up so that way the instrument doesn't buzz. Point being, no matter what the instrument, you will have the exact amount of pressure you need, you won't get fret wear, and the instrument will play better.
Yeah, that's kind of cool because, I mean, there are some capos that have, I mean, you can't really use, some capos, you can't use the same one on your acoustic, on your electric.
Right.
Like, it might sound great for your acoustic, but on your electric, it's way too much pressure. So you have to have more than one capo. Where with one of these guys, because it's adjustable tension, that kind of solves that dilemma.
Micrometer tension adjustment.
Micrometer. Well, that's just cool.
Yes.
That sounds like something Tony Stark would use.
A
A
micrometer.
micrometer.
That's the big thing in his chest. That's the micrometer.
It's a micrometer. He would use that. He would use one of those. So, cool. So we got some new capos. Basically, it's flipped around from the old one.
Yes. So for all you guys who like the trigger mechanism in front of the neck, artist capo. If you like the trigger mechanism behind the neck, try action capo.
Try action.
Something for everybody.
You should try it. Try the action. Well, not only does John handle our D'Addario stuff, but you may or may not know D'Addario family owns Evans, ProMark, all that stuff too. So, what's the new thing with ProMark sticks?
The Select Balance Series drumsticks. ProMark has taken the 5 most common diameters in drumsticks and making 2 options available with the taper of the sticks. So say you're someone who likes to play a 5A. 5A doesn't really signify what it is because ProMark's 5A could be a different size than a competitor's 5A.
Right.
What we've done is we've taken the most common diameters and we offer a forward balance and a rebound series drumstick. What we did is the taper length is different. There is more taken out of the rebound balance stick, meaning more wood in the back end of the stick. So if you're looking for more finesse, more feel, more rebound, you're going to use the rebound balance stick. Conversely, this one with a shorter taper length here has more wood up in the top towards the tip. So they're going to feel a little forward heavy. So for all the rock guys looking to get a little more power of a lighter stick,
Yeah.
forward balance. It's available in 5 diameters. Try them out for yourself. See which one you like.
Now I did a test on these, and I think I like the forward balance. But my problem is, I use the ProMark 720s, the intruders, because I'm an intrusive kind of person. No, I just like the length on the intruders. So for me, I'm so stuck on these intruders that playing a shorter stick just doesn't really work too well for me. But when I did my test, I personally like the forward balance. Now, I didn't know why one was weighted one and one was weighted differently. I didn't know it was in taper. I just knew they felt different. So it was nice to know how they accomplished that.
I believe it is a 2 1/4 inch taper on the forward balance and a 3 inch taper on the rebound. So about that extra 3/4 of an inch of wood taken out.
You can see it if you look real close. But probably not on video.
So that's new with ProMark. What's new with Evans?
Evans, heavyweight series drum heads. Evans is now doing level 360 on all of the drum heads for an enhanced fit and ease of tuning. But the 2 new models available, heavyweights, for snare and kick. The heavyweight EMAD bass drum head is 2 plies of 10 mil thick film and features the externally mounted adjustable damping system.
I like that. I have that on mine.
So what that's going to allow you to do, it's going to get an extremely durable head, yet you still get all the features that a regular EMAD will have. So if you're just blowing through heads, just busting through with the beaters, EMAD heavyweight, it's going to be great. Then on snare, the snare heavyweight is 2 plies of 10 mil film with the 3 mil reverse dot on the underside. So 2 plies of 10 for 20 plus a 3 mil dot, 23 mil total, the thickest snare drum head we make.
That's cool.
It's awesome.
We have to try that. What comes in all diameters, or
Comes in 13s and 14s for snare.
Okay, good, because I'm a 13. I'm so spoiled to 13s now. Anytime I sit down with a 14-inch snare drum, I'm like, what is this? So
What's all this extra?
yeah, that's cool because I know a lot of people are using 13s. A lot of people are using deep 13s.
Deep 13, yep.
I have a kind of a thin 13, but the deep is cool. I was laughing because you're talking about you kicking through the drum heads, because I have a drum student that I've had for 4 years, who's amazing. She's really good. you know, for a 14-year-old, and she breaks stuff, and every time she comes in and says, I broke some sticks, I'm like, technique. I broke my cymbal. You might need to adjust your technique. But, you know, who cares? That's not rock and roll. That's not metal technique.
You gotta flip the kit over at the end of the show.
You gotta throw it and then kick your foot through it.
That's it.
That's how you do it, so.
And when you do that, come and buy a new EMAT Heavyweight from Ryan.
Yeah. RNA Music. I would be happy to fund your poor technique. It's okay with me. So that's, we covered some Evans, we covered ProMark.
Covered Evans, covered Planet Waves, covered ProMark, covered Strings.
Is there anything like coming down the pike, super secret, that you're not supposed to share that you could share anyways and not get fired for?
Super secret? Well, for Summer NAMM, we're going to be releasing a... It's going to be great.
That's awesome! I'm so excited!
Can't wait.
I can't wait for that. Cool. I guess I'll have to go to Summer NAMM then.
I guess you will.
Thank you for taking time to kind of explain some of the stuff.
Absolutely.
Definitely appreciate you stopping by down here in Texas. I know it was a bit of a flight.
Halfway cross country, I'm glad I got to be here.
You're halfway to California. You
Halfway, I should just keep going.
just keep going on. So we specialize at RNA Music. We really only pick the brands that we feel are quality and that we have a special connection with and that we really believe in. You know, a lot of stores just sell stuff to sell stuff. We don't. We just sell the stuff that we think is the best. Yeah, I appreciate D'Addario's commitment to keeping it in the USA as much as humanly possible, even with your swag, t-shirts, and all that kind of stuff, which is really cool.
Check out the new merch store on D'Addario.com where you can get cool t-shirts like this.
Yes, they're very comfy. I've got one. And they're made in America, which is really, it's hard to get clothes made in America these days. It's really difficult. So to get your favorite strings or drumsticks or that kind of stuff, clothes made in America, that's just amazing in my books. Well, that's been it for today. I've been Ryan.
Been John.
And we'll talk to you soon. Keep the music alive.